Have you ever paused amid the scroll? Asked yourself not what you want to see, but who you wish to become? We are what we repeatedly do, Aristotle reminds us. But in a world of curated feeds and fleeting engagement, what habits are shaping us in ways unseen? Aristotle lived in a time of scrolls, not of screens, but his teachings reverberate across millennia. He spoke of eudaimonia, the flourishing life one achieves through the steady cultivation of virtues, traits like courage, generosity, and honesty. But how does that ancient wisdom harmonize with the world of perpetual likes and followers? What is the cost to character in a landscape of constant comparison and performative living? Today we'll explore Aristotle's virtue ethics and its profound tension with the rise of influencer culture, asking, can we curate not just an image but a virtuous life? Aristotle saw morality not as a rule book, but as an art form, painted across the canvas of daily rituals. For him, virtue was the golden mean, the balanced middle path between deficiency and excess. Courage, for instance, sits between cowardice and recklessness. Generosity is the equilibrium between stinginess and wastefulness. Virtue is a state of character concerned with choice, he wrote, urging us to develop these traits not through grand gestures, but steady practices. Picture this, an act of generosity. Not the kind emblazoned in hashtags or celebrated with reshares, but the quiet offering, a hand extended with no audience watching. This, Aristotle claimed, is the essence of virtue, rooted in authenticity, cultivated away from the gaze of approval. If you're honest with yourself, how often have your choices, even noble ones, been shaped by external validation? Contrast Aristotle's vision with the universe of cliques, where influence can rise not through substance, but spectacle. Modern influencer culture is dazzling, its charisma undeniable. Yet beneath the glow of filters and monetized messages, we encounter a paradox. The appearance of virtue often replaces the pursuit of it. Imagine an activist addressing environmental concerns through polished Instagram posts, while their own lifestyle reflects the opposite. Their followers may never know, but the disconnect breeds cognitive dissonance. The quest for relatability can overshadow depth, miring influencers and audiences alike in performative habits. Dave Ramsey's words echo here: we buy things we don't need, with money we don't have, to impress people we don't like. And what about you? As the editor of your evolving digital gallery, how often do your decisions reflect an inner compass rather than the lure of fleeting applause? Despite these tensions, the digital world is not a void. It is a mirror, reflecting both the promises and imperfections of its creators, us. From Aristotle's lens, the path forward is neither condemnation nor conformity, but recalibration. Virtue must persist within, shaped by intentionality rather than trends. Perhaps then, virtue in a digital age means becoming a different kind of influencer, one who prioritizes substance over show. Aristotle might remind us that true eudaimonia is found not by chasing admiration, but by nourishing a life well lived from the inside out. What does this look like? It could mean upholding honesty in moments of vulnerability, or practicing mindfulness as we engage with social platforms. The technology is new, but the question is timeless. Are we shaping lives of meaning, or just chasing the ephemeral? Tonight, I invite you to a moment of pause. Examine the virtues within yourself: courage, generosity, honesty. Which has grown strong through habit, and which waits patiently for its time? Take out a journal or settle into quiet contemplation and ask yourself, does who I am online reflect who I aspire to be? What small habit can I begin tomorrow to bridge that gap? Perhaps it's offering encouragement where it's most needed, or resisting the impulse to curate perfection. True influence begins with character. Who will you be when no one is watching? In the quiet of reflection, Aristotle whispers, eudaimonia is cultivated slowly, like a flame shielded from the wind. To thrive in this age of icons and influencers, we must ask ourselves, what will endure when the hashtags fade and the filters fall away? The answer perhaps lies within.